Ooh, I'm getting a pain in my back. I don't know why. Gonna wait a couple minutes for everybody to get in, get their notifications. Here we go. I'm not sure if it's fuzzy. If it is, my absolute apologies. Might buy a new phone on Boxing Day. Yeah, maybe that'll be the plan. New phone, who dis? Fuck in my back. Oh, fucking muscles and getting old. This is weird. So I just looked over at my fish tank. And there's a plant in there. One of its leaves is dead. And it was sticking underneath something. So I didn't fuck around with it. But now it's like sticking straight up. And it made me like look over. Someone's dead or dying. And someone needs you. So the song was I Need My Girl by National. Not quite sure what the message is. Yo, 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 whoever's in the chat yet. Upheaval. Hello. Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to me. Upheaval. Freedom. Whoa. Like, tell me those don't match. Holy shit. These are like, I mean, these would be like two peas in a pod. Upheaval and freedom? What the fuck? And then I heard somebody needs you. And then I'm looking at the dead leaf. So I'm thinking, you know, my sister and I moved across the country a couple of years ago. And we were talking about it the other day because this whole sequence of events had to happen for her and I to get that apartment. And the guy who moved out of this guy's apartment so then we could move in was named Leaf. Oh my God, there's so many of you. Hello, hello. His name was Leaf, and he moved in with this fucking prima donna looking chick. Oh my God. No words could describe this fucking woman. And I thought, really? And you know, like, guys who will just, you know, who's been single for a while and they got some money, they'll just like take the first good looking thing that walks in the door. And no matter how atrocious they are, and I mean, you should have saw this chick's makeup in the sunlight. I was like, God damn, do you know how to blend, bitch? Like, you're like 40. You don't know, you still don't know how to put your makeup on? Like, your boyfriend's looking at you like that with, like, your mask, like, chipping off. You know, like, oh, you know those chicks, you're just like, oh, my God, why do you wear so much makeup? I mean, I just don't understand. As you can see, I'm rubbing my eyes. I don't have fucking jack shit on my face right now. I never put anything on my face. But that's just me. That's, you have to, you know, you have to like what you look like. You know, that's, you have to like what you look like to not put makeup on. Women who wear makeup, they don't like how they look, so they want to change it, right? A leaf dies. It's almost like maybe somebody doesn't like their life, wham, fucking who doesn't? Okay. And they want a new one. They want to just get another one somehow. And like you're some fucking genie. And honestly, maybe you are. Okay. I don't put it past you. This channel, if I'm who I am, I can only imagine who you people are, okay? In the world of witches and warlocks and spells and potions and Illuminati, okay? Who the fuck, everybody is somebody special, okay, in the magical world, if that's what you believe in. So, walk with me. I'm feeling like somebody doesn't want to die. They want to be saved. Like I said, I didn't take the leaf off the tree as if it was going to come back to life. And it's not. Once a leaf dies, it's dead. It ain't coming back, okay? And that's the thing is like, once this person dies, there is no coming back. They can't just come back, you know, honestly. And that's somebody in your past, okay, who gave you a really hard road for no reason, right? They made you do things the hard way, the tough way. Tough love, they called it. You gotta toughen up. You know, the world's not gonna fucking give you hugs and kisses all the time. It's gonna kick your ass. So I'm your dad and I'm here to show you I'm gonna kick it first. So then you know what it's like to get a real ass whooping out there. It's like, yeah, life fucking won't kick me in the ass all by itself, dad. Just make sure you give me the bruise first, right? Fucking asshole. And now you want another life? Let me guess, you're coming, you're hitting me up, you want some money? What is it that you need now? A condo? You want a new boat? You want a new fucking car? You want a new bitch? You want a new pussy? You want a new dick? Let me guess, is nothing working? Fucking water rings ain't working anymore, so now you're trying to pump it up with something else, and that shit ain't working anymore, so now you're gonna try to come and, like, you know, fuck some kid, you know, try to get your heart on again? Like, what is it that you're trying to do? There are monsters in this world, okay? Monsters. And they will literally... And now I'm getting Biggie... And okay, you know how all these songs have been remastered, remixed, reflavored, revamped, and now the songs are changed? The either they've added somebody in the background or the words altogether have just changed, and you're like, that's funny, considering that guy's been dead for how long? How do we have this song all of a sudden? Because that's not what he said, but we're going to change it now, and now we're going to add somebody laughing in the background like it's funny, and you know what I'm hearing? Fucking Biggie Smalls, what's beef? Don't you know my N kidnaps kids, fucks them in the ass, and throws them over the bridge? Okay, and then Puffy's in the background. That's right. You know what we do. That's bad boy for life, bitch. We fuck kids and throw them over the bridge. No one's ever going to find out about us. Oh, no, wait, 20 years later, and we did find out about you. Fucking idiots. You think you're going to stay safe for the rest of your lives? Absolutely not. Okay, people are going to get busted. And, like, I mean, I don't follow social media. I don't give a shit what the fuck is happening, honestly. Unless it's happening face-to-face with me, I don't give into it. I don't entertain to it. I really don't care unless it has something to do with me. Right? So this would be somebody that is like in your group, okay? They're around you. They ain't far away from you. And they're tapping into something that I don't really fucking feel like they should be. And trying to take something that they should. Maybe they're trying to get you to leave something, right? They're trying to free themselves from you as if you're the burden. You're the one that's causing everybody to want to leave. Like, you know, those people, I was told once that I was the person that makes people want to leave parties. And I'm like, before or after I fuck their boyfriend? I mean, honestly, okay, I know I'm loud, but get the fuck over it. You're annoying and ugly. Okay, like, honestly, I don't give a fuck if I'm the one you want to leave. I'm the one you don't want there because I'm the one that's going to take everything that you own, right? I'm not really like that. I'm just saying, like, the cockiness of somebody, okay? Whenever I say it, me, I'm trying to act like you or whatever the situation is, okay? I'm not like that at all, but if I had to be, I fucking would, okay? That's the thing. People are scared of me and I don't know why. And I think it's just because I talk loud and I'm like, yeah, get over it, bitch. Because soon you're going to be deaf and people talking this loud, you ain't even going to be able to hear. So watch your fucking mouth, right? People just don't... They live in these tiny little boxes. And I'm like, I like to bring up these people that live in these tiny little boxes so then you know that you're not crazy, that really mommy and daddy did not raise these people properly, and that yes, you are okay, and no, they are not. I just try to, like, you know, let the public know that, because, like, sometimes people don't tell you guys this, and I gotta be the bad guy, but whatever, I'll be the fucking bad guy. I'm used to it. My stepmother's been calling me the bad guy my whole life. Oh my God, when Eminem released that song, Bad Guy, Marshall Mathers too, oh my God, I used to fucking drive around cranking that song. Did you just see what I did? I just like flipped some of the deck and look at Tower. I can't make this shit up if I tried. I would drive around listening to that guy because I swear to God, that's all my parents said was that I was the bad guy. I was the bad guy. I couldn't be trusted. I was the liar. Here I am, like 23 years old, driving around in my PT Cruiser in Oshawa, but I'm the bad guy with like $2,000 in my bank account trying to go to work. But no, fuck Whitney, right? She's the bad guy. Avi, I'm here making it rain, bitch, on your fucking wedding day. People want to give you so much power, like literally you can make it rain on the day they're getting married, and you're like, okay, seriously? Like, you need something to do, bitch. You need to stop thinking that the whole fucking world's against you, because honestly, maybe it fucking is. I don't know. I don't know what these bitches did, but clearly they about to leave something. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. They're getting the message. You know what I'm saying? They are getting the fucking message. Get the fuck out of the boat, bitch. 6 of Wands with this 7 of Swords. So, like, I do think they took something from you. Like, I do think these grimy little bastards, it was also the 7 of Swords in reverse. So I'm thinking they're going to try to come in and take something, and they're not going to be able to, because you're free from them now. You can't be burdened by what they're saying. You can't be bothered. Oh, really, Dad? You're not going to have a place to live? Well, when I was homeless, you didn't give a fuck. When I didn't have any money, you didn't give a fuck. When I was left on the side of the road, you didn't give a fuck. So why is it that now your building is burning and you expect me to come running? Ha! Yeah, you need me? Guess what? I needed you for a long time, and you weren't fucking there. So don't try to guilt trip me now with your truth. Oh, the building's falling down, and we don't know where to go. Yeah, that's nice. When my building fell down, I lived in my car for a month. Where the fuck were you? Oh, that's right. You were down the street, and your wife said that I couldn't live with you. So I guess you can't live with me now either. Shucks. Fucking, I'm telling you, I don't know what is happening to somebody around you. I do not think that this is you. I think that they gotta move on. It's this guy, this King of Penties right here, okay? He, look at this, High Priestess in reverse. This person has no fucking idea what is gonna happen to them. Shit's about to fall. These tarot cards just fell. Shit's about to fall, and they think they're okay. You know, they think they're okay. They think like fucking King Tut on the mountain. I don't ever got to start again. I don't ever have to take any risks. I've done my risks. I've taken my shit. I don't have to do it anymore. Nah, just when you think you don't got to bend over and take some dick up the ass, you got to. You know what I mean? Like, we all got to pay our dues. Even if you want to or not, I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? I don't really fucking care what you think you fucking want after you completely ruin somebody's life, and now they're getting free of it. Did you just see how weirdly that car fell out? Yo, I said car. I don't know what the fuck that means. It's the Magician. Like, Freedom 55, High Priest in reverse. You could be dealing with a Taurus. I'm not saying that you are, but I have a feeling that this person, it's like religion is going to go against them. That's like, I'm like, High Priest in reverse, really? Like, what the fuck? And then I'm thinking like, yo, even the priest ain't going to open up his doors for you. And that's what I heard when I was homeless. I actually heard somebody say, well, why don't you just go down the road to the church? And I was like, go down to the church. No, I'd rather stay here, thanks. That legit made me laugh. I remember when somebody said that to me. Just go down to the church. I can't stop. Oh, like God is going to save you. And you know what? Maybe he is, but I don't think it's in the church doors. Oh, I'm actually crying. Oh, good God. Page of Cups in reverse. I'm like, I don't think they're going to give them anything. Nothing. Oh, you need me? That's nice. I'm right now just about to tell everybody what you did. There is no fucking way I am coming to save you. Are you kidding? And this person is pissed. This person is pissed. They're like watching you on social media. They're like staring at their phone. They're like, oh my God, all eyes on you. They've got like 5 or 6 different things like pointed at you right now, trying to figure out why you're not sending them a message back or why you're not talking to them. Like, wow. Oh, good God. 2 cups in reverse. This is what I mean. Like, you do not like this person. This is not a person that you want any type of relationship with. Okay, and there's the Page of Swords in reverse. I find it peculiar here that there are 3 pages all up in this bitch all of a sudden, and the pages are the immature energy. That's what they are. It's just kind of like, you know, well, you don't really know what you're doing. So that's the beginning of the project, basically, is the pages, right? Like how you're formatting it, how you're going to put it together. You haven't done anything yet. And it's like, Page of Swords in reverse, bitch, right beside your Ace of Swords. Yeah, tell another lie over my truth. Not gonna happen. I know you want to take something. I know you want to use my emotions against me. You're gonna say you're old, or nobody cares about you, or you've always loved me. You're gonna use some type of bullshit, and you're gonna try to do it again, and it's not gonna work. The cup is empty, man. It doesn't. There's the Hermit. This person's gotta seek themselves. They gotta seek their own sanctuary. They can't come up in your shit anymore. They gotta find their own light. They gotta get themselves out of this mess. You're not gonna do it for them. 4 of Swords and the 6 of Cups. Like, I really think this is somebody in your past that, like, you've definitely put a wall up to. Like stay the fuck away from me. You are not. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my mother. What you did is unforgivable. And honestly, you watched me drown and said, like, oh no. They're not drowning. They're just frantically, you know, throwing the water and screaming because they're trying to be dramatic. They're not drowning. And then when you went under, they were like, don't worry. They're like this. They're so dramatic. She's going to hold her breath under there now, thinking someone's going to come out and get her, and no one's coming. Don't you dare go and get her. She's not drowning. You know, and then you never come up. And that's why you died from them. Because you didn't come up. They didn't go and get you. They were supposed to. They had a fucking they had a job to do. They had a duty to do. You know, my father actually used to get upset when he had to worry about me. I was thinking of that today. I went by my childhood house the other day, and I was like, all the anger came back. This was when my mom had just left him. She was out banging some other guy in like Winnipeg, and my father was left with 2 kids all by himself. And this rage came out of him. Like anytime he had to worry about me, it was my fault. He fucking beat me. Like, where the fuck were you? Like, he didn't realize at my mom's house, fucking nobody was ever watching me. I was like 3 years old on my own every day. My grandparents owned a motel, and we lived on the property, and I just wandered around between the ages of like 1 and 3. And my father wasn't there, so he didn't know how my mom raised me. So when I would just leave the house and go on adventures, he'd beat the shit out of me when I got home. It was 2 totally bipolar houses. I didn't know how to act in one house. Imagine a 2-year-old, you know, like running the streets with their mom and then going to their dad and going over to their friend's house for a couple of hours. That's what I did at 2 years old. I went to my friend's house for a couple of hours, came back and would get a beating. I would go to the park by myself and come back, and he would fucking beat my ass because he didn't know where I was. He didn't go around asking where I was. He just stood at home fucking getting flexed about his fucking kid not being there. Like, this was the 80s. Like, this wasn't, we didn't have cell phones and pagers and bullshit and fucking GPS systems on our kids. We just fucking went AWOL. That's what we did. But then all of a sudden, now you're going to care about me. Now all of a sudden you want something from me. But when I was younger, you didn't give a shit. You didn't explain anything to me. You didn't talk to me about anything. You fucking beat my ass all the time. It was all about you. It was all about this stupid contract that suddenly you didn't want anymore, and then you didn't do your job, and now you want me to come through for you? You now want to jump up in my crib? You want to come live with me? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a shit what I have. And you know what? Honestly, good for you for slamming your door. Because if these people did what they did to you and they just made, like, I had this aunt that I used to live with every now and then. And when she was just through with me, she just told me to leave. Like, there was nowhere to go. If I was living with you and there was somewhere else to go, you think I'd be here? And she just, girls have to leave. Girls have to leave. Whitney has to leave. She can't stay here anymore. Where was I supposed to go? Like, I didn't have anywhere else to go, right? Like, suddenly these people that had these high and mighty positions, it's like, well, you kicked me out of your house whenever the fuck you wanted. You didn't care. You said I had family to stay with. You said I had other people could take care of me. You were the other people supposed to take care of me, not anybody else. It wasn't the government's job. It wasn't my aunt's job, my uncle's job, my fucking somebody else's job, my cousin's job. It was fucking your job, right? You want to take that job away from yourself because suddenly you don't want to be a parent anymore. You know, don't get upset when your kids come back to you 40 years later and expect an explanation as to why you did what you did, right? Like, you're going to have to explain everything in your life, regardless if you think you do when you die. You got to talk about why you did what you did, why shit was going on in your head when you fucking fucked up. You're going to have to say why. I mean, why the fuck is all we can take to the other side is memory? If that's all we can take with us, clearly it's for a reason, right? You don't think that, I mean, if a judge asks you why the fuck you acted the way that you did, you don't think that there's some other hierarchy that will ask the same thing? You know, you beat your kid every day. You don't think they're going to be like, hey, by the way, maybe you shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, I had a really bad upbringing and my kid was an asshole. No, your kid was fine. Your upbringing was supposed to teach you that you weren't supposed to repeat those patterns of the past. You wanted to repeat them because you didn't know any other way because your dad was a dick and then you became one too. Again, where does the child have anything to do with that, right? Displacement, displaced anger. And I mean, a lot of that shit's coming out. People who didn't know how angry they were about their situation, and instead of fixing the situation, they took it out on the people around them. And that scars people for life. And if your kid comes back and says, fuck you for scarring me for 30 years, guess what? You're going to have to bend over and take it. Or you can be my dad and just not answer the phone. Whatever the fuck you want. You're the parent, right? Or the kid, or this is your parent. Who fucking knows? I mean, they can be ignorant till the day they fucking die. Trust me. If they were ignorant raising you, they're going to be ignorant when you try to talk to them. Because my dad is still 12 years old. I swear, he ranges between the age of like 12 and 16 on a daily basis. He sucks the tit of his wife every day thinking that that's going to bring him everlasting bliss, and it never fucking will. His kids were his mission, not his bitch. Okay? And that's not my mother. That's his fucking sloppy seconds fucking Cindy. Okay, waterproof. Oh, I told you this is displacement. I told you. I fucking told you so. I really don't want to be right all the time, but when spirits got my back, I got your back. I will scratch if you will scratch. You know what I mean? Displacement, bitch. That's what they did to you. They battled you. Okay? And because what? They didn't have very much money? Oh, they didn't have very much money, so they're going to take it out on their kid? Fuck you. You shouldn't have had a kid then. You're like, why would you have a kid when you're in a fucking $400 apartment? Why would you have a kid when you're barely even working? Why would you have a kid when you're 19 years old? Why would you have a kid when you're 12, right? Why would you have a kid when you're not set up? Because you're dumb, right? And you just want to fuck over your kid. That's probably what your parents did. Had fucking kids when they shouldn't have, and now they can't. And there's a difference between making a mistake and realizing it and then trying to fix it and being like, you know what? Maybe I did make a mistake having a kid. Maybe I did make a mistake getting married. And you know what? I'm going to change that now. I'm going to make that better now. I'm going to make my son's life way better because I know I fucked up. I know he probably shouldn't be here. I know that I went on this road trip and I came back with something I didn't ask for. And now they've got to live that life. Like, when you admit that maybe you fucked up and you did something that was detrimental to somebody else, the forgiveness, I would imagine you would feel lift from your chest to be like, that's all I had to do was just admit that I shouldn't have done something. That's all I had to do was admit it, right? But I'm too strong-headed. I don't want to admit that the one thing I did that I shouldn't have done, I don't want to admit that maybe I fucked up someone's life. Well, maybe you did fuck up someone's life. I don't fucking know. Maybe someone fucked up your life. You ought to know. right? Wouldn't you want to know if fucking mommy and daddy did something that maybe they shouldn't have, and it's been weighing on your shoulders for fucking 30 years? Like, I would sure as fuck want to know, but I'm one of those people that are ready to kick my parents to the curb for not having my back. Like, I'm like that. If you're not going to hold my hand in times where I need you, and you expect me to hold your hand in times where you need me, I'm going to walk away. That's not a fucking partnership. You're going to use me as a crutch when you need me, and you're going to turn around like you're some strong bitch when all of a sudden the fucking situation's on your fucking side, right? Like, these people, they're going to play games. It's always going to be games. We've got grief, okay? We've got community. We got balance. We got gifts. We got sacred space and anticipation. So honestly, the way that I see this is that whatever they're going through right now, they're supposed to go through. It's the part of life. Okay, it's a part of life. You can't undo it. You can't get around it. Grief is grief. People die, they get buried, and you fucking move on, right? That's the thing. If they always expected you to move on, upheaval, oh, you can take your shit and go, well, guess what? I guess you can take your shit and go. I guess you can deal with fucking death for once. I guess you can fucking deal with living in the gutter and not having anybody to fucking come hold your back, right? Maybe you got to lose your credit for a bit and realize that that's the only stability that you really fucking have, right? You don't really have anybody that's got your back. And like, honestly, whatever was taken from you, whatever this person said that they needed you for so bad, okay, that they couldn't do it without you, that now's your time to shine for them, that they did all this for you and now you have to return. No. They're just anticipating you're going to come back. They don't actually know that you're going to. And the thing is I think you're going to be recognized for staying away. I think the whole point of it is, I think you're going to get in more grief and more disassociation in your life if you choose to go back to this place that made you feel like you were dead, made you feel like you didn't mean anything, like you weren't worth anything, like throwing you out on the streets. That's nothing. Nobody ever gets kidnapped, right? There isn't underground tunnels. There isn't human trafficking. You're fine. You can go out there. We don't need to take care of you. You're an adult. You can do this by yourself. You can balance on your own. You can find your own space. When the whole point of your parents having a house and raising you is so then that roof, you can find and seek shelter when you need it. Right? What's the point of being a parent if you have no shelter? That's the only reason why you're there. Shelter and food. Without shelter or food, you're not a parent. Really? Because you're not supplying, what are you supplying your kid with? Beets? Oh, here's a tip for you. What are you really giving your kid at that point? Like, your kid needs substance. They need security. They need to know that they're safe when they sleep, that you're going to have their back when something happens, not throw you out to the fucking wolves and see if you survive. What? Like, I know there's still ancient, traditional African tribes out there that fucking literally, like, torture their small children into becoming men. Okay, but this is 2024 and we live in America or North America, so fuck off. We're not third world, okay? So we're not third world, okay? That's all I have to say. If you don't want to be nice, you shouldn't be here. Risk and distance. So honestly, the crows are kind of speaking it. This is a little bit of a risk to distance yourself. It's going to be a little bit like, oh my God, like what if he does end up on the streets? Like what if my 80-year-old fucking Jurassic, I was going to say geriatric, but Jurassic came out. You know, what if my 80-year-old father does end up on the streets? You know, what if he does have nowhere to go? That's the fucking risk you're going to have to take. That's the thing. That's what the universe is like. Either you're going to go full balls deep with something you don't want to do with somebody who's going to siphon everything from you who doesn't deserve it, or you're going to fucking take them back, take them in, surrender everything, give them everything that they want, and ruin your fucking life. Did I say both of them as the same? Did I say you take them back and ruin your life, and then I said take them back and ruin your life? Or did I say you're going to take a risk to back away? I don't know. I might have said it twice because I really feel like maybe that's what you're going to do. You're going to take this risk because you love them and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I can't tell you what to do, honestly, but like, Give yourself the gift of the universe wants to give you, and keep your fucking space clear, and do not let this person fucking move in with you or make you change your life for them because suddenly they don't got all fucking 4 wheels on the ground when they fucked you before. This is for somebody who got fucked by this person before. This is not for somebody whose grandfather or father is the fucking mayor and the greatest man alive. Okay? That's definitely not what I'm talking to. Okay? This is for somebody who literally... they had shit to eat and they just didn't. And now they think that they can come back because they're old or because they don't have anything, right? When you can fucking think all you want, and I mean, you can make your decisions, and I'm always going to stand by you. And I said that my sister and I, we were talking today because my sister back in the day, she was 16 years old, and my stepmother was bullying her so much that she, in the middle of the night, took my stepmother's car and drove across the country. And we were talking about it today, like upheaval freedom. Like that's what she did in the middle of the night. Like she's 16 years old, like fucking, nothing but the road ahead of you and, a debit card. But back in the day, you used to be able to fake, envelope things where you would say that a check was going in, but really it wasn't. And then you could just take the money out. It was total fraud, but we all did it. Okay. And, she did that. She got a couple envelopes and she hit the road. And my stepmother didn't talk to her for 20 years because of it. And didn't realize that, when a child's 16 years old and they are having a really hard time expressing themselves and you're bullying them, then they might just run away. They might just take off. And the more you fight them, the more you act like an asshole, the more you treat them like they're a dick for what they're doing, the more they're going to act out. The more you surrender to them and try to understand them and talk to them and actually listen to what they have to say, I mean, you'll change your kids' lives just by listening to them. That's it. That's all you have to do is listen. And shut your fucking mouth on things that you don't know what you're talking about. Your kid knows what they're talking about. If you don't trust your kid, then I would suggest getting new kids. I don't really think you can do that. But, your kids are your kids for a reason. And they tell the truth. Or you were a kid and you told the truth. That's all that matters, right? What people did to fuck with you and what you did to free yourself, I mean, it's your own journey. You don't have to defend that. They have to answer as to why they were fighting you and why you ran away. Because clearly you didn't want to fight them, right? You didn't want to go face to face with them. You didn't want to fucking try to spar with them this morning. You just wanted to live a fucking life. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And for them to say that because you didn't fight with them or because you didn't fucking, give in to them or you didn't do something, well, it's just an excuse for them to blame you. And people who blame their kids for everything that they did, it's just kind of pathetic. And you kind of say to yourself, I hope you don't become that parent that blames everything on their kid, because having your adults, your actual parents blame things on you that had everything to do with them and really nothing to do with you is detrimental, man. Kids kill themselves over that shit, being blamed for things that they never did. Right? It's fucking a friend that I went to school with. I knew her from 4th grade on. She killed herself when we were 16 years old. She hung herself in her backyard in a tree, and her dad had passed a long time ago before then, and she couldn't live without her father. Her mother moved her and never listened to her and never, gave her what she needed, and so she just jumped off a tree and killed herself, and her mom had to find her at 6 a.m. when she woke up for work. Call that shit karma. I do. I mean, I think about that chick all the time. I always think about my friend Allie. I always think about what she did, and I always think how many times I had that feeling in me to just go jump off something and say, fuck it. My parents aren't even paying attention. Why the fuck do I care? If they don't care, why do I care? Right? And being a parent has got to be probably the hardest thing that you have to do in your entire life. And when people don't take it seriously, it haunts them for the rest of their life. Right? And parenting, as a parent, you should always be worried about your child. I don't know when you should stop worrying about them. I think the second you stop worrying about them is the second they die. Right? You should always worry about them. That's your job. That's your job. Just like you worry about losing your own job. You should always worry about your children. Always. Always. So anybody that tells you different is fucking lying to you. They want the spotlight. They want to be the thing you think about all day. So don't get caught up with who this fucking person is. 444 on the clock. Don't get caught up with who this person is. It kind of seems like they're fucking with you. And if they're going to fuck with you, then uprooting your life and changing everything around for them, I mean, that's just another debt they have to pay to you at some point in time. You know how many debts parents end up wanting to end up having to pay their children because of things that they don't follow through on, that they say they're going to do as a parent? Like, it sucks. It's awful. And like, these kids grow up with nobody, and then they have kids because they weren't taught not to have kids, and all they want is a family of their own because they don't have anybody. And then they don't realize they got to take care of it now. It's hard. And like, I mean, spirit voices things and gets me to say things. I don't necessarily fully believe in everything that spirit says. Just know that, okay? I may say things, it's the message. I'm channeling it. I don't necessarily believe everything. I put my own opinion in there when I want to, but when spirit says something, I just go with it. So always remember that. It's not necessarily my personal opinion. I do like what spirit has to say, and I know that it's like taking fucking the worst medication ever. I know you have to, have a nice pot beside you to wash it down, because not every message is going to be, bells and whistles and you're getting a promotion and everybody loves you. It's really going to be like, you got fucked. And if it doesn't sound like you, then it's another person in the reading that got fucked. Don't get angry because it's not about you, or because I'm talking about something that might have something to do with you, but really it doesn't, right? Like, everybody's individual lives are constructed by them. I'm just the weaver of the in-between world that's trying to give an analogy of something happening. It's not necessarily that's the way that it is and fuck everybody. No, it's, if anything, I'm on your side. I'm not on their side. I'm never going to be on their side. Why would I be on the side of the person against you? I never would be. If you're watching me trying to figure your life out, I'm not going to go, fuck you, whatever fucking brought you here, I agree with the other guy. No, absolutely not. That's not me. So just know that, like, spirit's trying to help you. They're trying to get whatever it is off their chest into your head, so then you hear it, because suddenly maybe you're ignoring something. Maybe you're not getting the message. Maybe something is flashing before you and it's not registering because your pride is too high on the fact that I said maybe you weren't a good parent, right? It's like, we were talking about my sister's ex-husband. He had, he rebounded, had kids with this chick who he just started dating. And we were like, she has no idea who that is. Like, that guy, like, literally bankrupted my sister. He stole hundreds and thousands of dollars from her. And then when you just think maybe the money was good enough, no. Then he ran over her fucking dog, killed him, splattered his fucking guts everywhere, took her fucking house from right underneath her. Like, this kid was a fucking gem and a half. Fucking meets some 27-year-old bimbo idiot, pops out 2 kids in under 4 years. My sister was with the guy for 11 years. And through rehab, by the way, some of the worst years of her fucking life. And then he gets to 100% and then just gives it all to somebody else. And I'm like, this bitch has no fucking idea who she married. I don't actually think they got married, because I don't think he's going to marry anybody again with how bad he stole from my sister. And, he just had a really good lawyer, and my sister didn't have any money, so she couldn't get a good lawyer. That's the only reason why he ended up with what he did. But all I'm saying is that you could be with somebody for even 10 years and not know them. So to have a child with somebody that you don't know is like my parents didn't, like, they were together for like 6 years or something, on and off. My mother was a bitch. And they had their first kid. They were barely even speaking when they had their first kid. And then they had another one. Like, what the fuck? And then my dad's surprised when she's off banging somebody else? Like, what the fuck? Like, you knew her when she was 16 and the biggest cunt ever. Like, you don't think that she's maybe not going to be a cunt for the rest of her life? Of course she is. Her name is Sharon. All Sharons are assholes. Honestly. Anyways, the reading's over. Whoever is still here and wants to be here, you go right ahead, but whatever. It's over with. This person who needs you, honestly, I kind of feel you should just slam the door, but that's just me. And I am the Grinch. Okay, I love Christmas, but I don't actually like the holiday of it. I don't like the garland and the decorations. I just like Christmas lights. And I like some Christmas music. And I do like making people gifts. You know, I like this season of sacrifice. You know, like you make something, you sacrifice your time and you give it. Like, I love homemade presents. Like, I mean, honestly, I was thinking about this homemade thing that my aunt made me once, and I lost it through like the 27 times I've moved in the last like 5 years. And I'm like, damn, I miss that. Like, she made that. Like, I mean, it probably doesn't matter to her, but I'm like, I still miss it. Homemade gifts are the best, man. Fuck. But that's not what Christmas is about. Apparently, Christmas is about going out and spending as much money as you can, and that's how you show somebody you love them. Like, are people on crack? Like, my sister didn't actually know that people go broke during Christmas. She was like, they spend money they don't have. I'm like, yeah. Have you, like, she's never really worked in retail, so she didn't know that people went broke for the holidays. Broke just to give people presents. Presents. Are we supposed to be in the present time? Not giving presents? I don't know. It just seems weird. But that's the English language. Total fuckery. Total fuckery. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. And unless you spoke it for 100 years, you're not even going to understand the punctuation. Like, don't move anywhere where you speak English. It's just ridiculous. We have all these words that mean different things, but all spelled the same. Actually, sometimes they're spelled differently. Anyways, I'm just ranting as I'm high as a motherfucker. End of the reading. Peace out. If you want a personal reading from this lovely lady, WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com. Really getting used to saying that. Don't wear it out. And yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. That's all she wrote. Peace. Have a good one. I was going to say Merry Christmas.